Right, today's little video is what we're doing is we're going to do a flower spike. So it's going to be a blown piece of boro in the shape of a flower with a green stalk, all done with the Asian boro, and you'll be able to put tea lights inside it. Obviously with it being boro, and once it's annealed you can go indoors or outdoors, put it in the plant pots outside or put it in the flower beds, you know, whichever you like. So I'm working on a mid-range with two 5 litres. And so I just, with the Asian Jade boro, I need to pull a point. So this is 38mm by 3.2, so it's a reasonably heavy wall. So you do need a little bit of heat to get it moving. And then the other tools I'm working with is going to be a pair of these shears. And these are just £6.50 on the website. But when the glass is hot enough, it will cut through the glass and will create the little petals with it. So I've got Jade Asian boro, I've got some green Asian rod, and with this we're going to do the flower spikes. So get the glass nice and hot, put yourself a point or a spike, whichever you want to call it. And then you need to open up one of the ends as well, because that's going to be a blowpipe. So just use a pair of Murrini Cutters to score and nib. There we go. And then I've got a point that I pulled earlier, so it's nice and cold so I don't burn myself with it. So this is the open end. Just make sure on the straightness of it, which is reasonably good. And then half of the point, so going across the point, so half down, so around about sort of 3 to 4 inches is what we're going to do for blowing this up. So give yourself a little bit of a bushier flame and just start to work it in the flame. We're not going to blow this all in one, but we're going to blow this out to around about sort of 3, 3.5, 4 inches diameter, nice little ball. As I said, it doesn't have to be all in one blowing session. You can stop halfway, reheat it, check it for straightness, and then carry on blowing. Let the glass build up a little bit as well, because we want to thicken the wall up so that when you blow it out you still end up with a good couple of mil and a half wall thickness. So I'm just building the glass up now. So just gently give it a little blow out, and then I'm going to start reheating again and building the glass up and thickening it a little bit more. Got a nice round shape there. So just let this set for a second. Now I'm just going to pop this down on the worktop. Take a piece of this green boro rod. And we just need to clean the end up. And then going back to the jade, we want to take this point away now, so you're going to thicken it down and carry on and get a nice round bottom on this. So this is the point that's sealed, so the point in my left hand is still a hollow point, so the air is expanding through there, you're not getting a vacuum setting itself up. just start to melt the bottom, just get it nice and rounded. You end up with a pip, like a beam coming off of solid jade glass, and that's fine. That's going to be our target area if we want to join the spike on. And now, make sure it's just set nicely. Now we can heat the green and start to melt this to the jade. You need a really good seal here, because it's going to take quite a bit of weight. So nice and hot, nice and molten. And then just try and centre it up a little bit, make sure you've got it all nice and straight. Now what I need to do now is to blow this point away to get an open piece of the tube. And the way I do this is just to heat the shoulder here, blow it up and then blow it out. And I've got a little, to help me do this, I've got a little bit of metal gauze, which I'm going to use to shave the fragments away. So just heating the centerpiece, heating the shoulder of the point where it's relatively thin, get it nice and hot and then just blow it out. There we go. So we can just shave this away now. And then take the sharp edges off with the flame. And now we're going to cut down the side of the tube. So start to melt the tube, just very precise melting, and then with the shears just trim down. And you can see there where it's opened up, so you don't need a lot of force, but if you have enough heat it will just cut through it. They're really good glass cutting shears, these ones. And then just fold it out a little bit. What we don't want is to touch and start to tack seal against the rest of the tube as you're heating the next bit. Ideally, if we can get 5 petals, 5 always just works nicer. Cool one in your water if you feel the heat's too much. And then a little bit of a brush back on. So we've got some clear rod now, and this is just so we can pull the petals out. And so start to heat each little petal. Just tack on and just start to pull these, what at the moment rectangular petals, just start to pull them out to a point, and then again with the top of the flame start to bend them over, and repeat this 4 times. And you can see I'm using the clear rod just to shape and to bend the glass into the position I want it to be. There's enough heat in there for it to keep moving. Just going for the final petal here. Just give it a good warming over before it needs to go straight in the kiln. And you can always, while doing this, you can just check each petal, make sure it's in the position you want it to be in. And there we go. So as I said, jade borer tubing, we've got green borer rod to form the stalk of the flower, and then through the open hole we're going to pop some fairy lights, and we call it a flower spike vessel.